Good morning. Welcome to Shiloh Baptist Church. Don't do that.
What?
Last time you had a mint in your mouth, you made gross mouth noises the whole podcast. What was that?
It's a chewable beats. It's to help my heart blood pressure.
Oh, okay. So that'll be gone quick.
Because you get me fired up.
Welcome back to Shiloh Baptist Jasper Weekend Review. Sorry, I was looking out for you listeners because last time he threw a mint in his mouth and it was horrible. But good morning. How are we?
I'm good.
That's it? That's all you got today? He just said we got to get this thing started. I got a lot to say, and now he's got nothing to say.
I have a lot to say.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
I just need to finish eating this thing.
Why'd you wait till right when we started to pop it in?
I found it in my pocket and thought, I better eat that before I forget about it.
Those actually surprisingly taste very good.
This one tastes terrible.
It's a little beet chewable that's acai flavored. They're very good.
It's supposed to help with my high blood pressure, but the job I do and who I work with
and who you're married to
really keeps that really high.
Yeah, well, we've had an exciting week.
It's been a good week. Crazy week.
How do we want to kick this thing off?
We hit Wednesday. Wednesday was good. Had a good crowd. So it was kind of weird. When it was time to eat, nobody was here. And I was like, holy cow, where is everybody? Ain't nobody here. And I was like, tripping out a little bit. Like, how come nobody's here? What happened? Why is nobody coming? And then I guess nobody wanted Sloppy Joe's. And they heard that we were doing Sloppy Joe's, I guess. But then by the time it was time for Bible study, man, we had people everywhere. So we ended up with a really good crowd. I don't even remember what the number was. But
there's a corn dog option. You don't have to eat the Sloppy Joe.
Well, I ate both. I enjoy both. I like Manwich a lot. Yeah, I like Manwich, so I'm not against it. It's better with Miracle Whip, and a lot of people would disagree with that, but you throw some Miracle Whip on there, and man, that's right there. Hey, that's not just a sandwich, that's a meal.
It gives me heartburn. I don't eat it.
Does it? I love it, and it's one of those meals, like if no one's at the house and it's just me, and that's available, I'll throw that down in a heartbeat. That's a great, by yourself, no one else is around, get some French fries, fry them bad boys up, do a Manwich, and I like Manwich just on regular bread. You don't have to get the bun. You don't have to be fancy. Just put it on regular bread. Let's pile it on there, and let's eat.
So John in the youth group is currently grounded.
So
he doesn't have a phone or a TV or any kind of entertainment. So he went outside with a knife and got a piece of wood and made me this little cross.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool. So
nice.
He comes up to me and goes, I have a gift for you. And I was like, am I going to like it? And he said, I hope so. I said, what happens if I hate it? And he said, I'll leave and never come back. I said, all right.
He seems like a nice dude. What
awesome.
Little I know him, he seems like a really nice dude.
I'm a big fan. He's hilarious.
Good. That's funny. That's very cool.
But yeah, so I have this little cross now.
Yeah. So the people came in, and it was good. Turned out to be a good night. And the only reason why we did Manwich was the week before. When we pick up the kids at the apartments, they always ask, what are we eating tonight? That's always question, what are we eating, So Tracy told them, what the rest of this, she goes, I was hoping we were going to have Manwich. And Tracy goes, well, it's not on the menu for the rest of the year. And she was like, and Tracy goes, okay, we'll do that next week. So Tracy changed the whole menu just for this one little girl. That's crazy. And but anyhow, she did that for her, and it's either Harlem or Zion. One of them wanted Manwich, and so Manwich it was.
The other one's named Harlem?
Harlem and Manwich. Not Harlem and Manwich. Sorry, Harlem and Zion. Yes, really, really sweet little girls.
Make that the podcast episode name, a girl named Manwich.
Name a girl named Manwich. Hey.
Better than a boy named Sue.
Well, that's true. Better than a boy named Sue. Sue's a tough name, especially for a boy. But we're in 2 Peter. We just finished up chapter 2. Really, really good. And Paul, Peter, he keeps telling us, hey, over and over again, you need to watch out for false prophets. Here's some of the things you need to look out for. And there were 4 or 5 things that we need to be looking for, and I don't remember them offhand. But we talked about them and discussed them and went over them. And we had a really good conversation. We talked about how the way you're able to stand against false prophets and know that it's a false prophet, know that what they're saying is wrong is to know God's word. And so many people fall for false religions and false prophets and things, and they get into stuff that they don't need to be into simply because they just don't know God's word. And there are a lot of people that will take God's word out of context and change the meaning and change what it means and really mess up a lot of people. And that's what we see. But it's been happening all the way back since Peter, right? So this isn't a new thing. This is an ongoing thing that's been going on for 2,000 plus years. And I think as we see the end times coming, as we progress closer to the Lord coming, and of course we don't know when that is, but as it progresses, I think we're going to see more and more false prophets and more false teaching and that kind of stuff. And so we as Christians, we need to be grounded in what we know and what we believe so that we're able to know the difference between the good and the bad. So anyhow, that's what we're talking about. It's been good. It's been a good conversation. And like I said, we had a really, really good crowd and a lot of folks in there, several visitors that came. And even my good buddy Dylan, he used to ride my bus when he was a kid. And now he's grown up, married, has 3 kids. And it was good to see him and his wife, Madeline, who used to ride my bus. And there are 3 kids here Wednesday. So that was really, really good. And it was a good evening. So we have one more Wednesday night, this Wednesday coming up, and then we'll take a week off, and then we'll do our our summer schedule, where we will all be in one room, not unless you're doing stuff with the teens. We're going to do just one big group.
I like the idea of having a break.
There you go.
I think Max, like if I'm in town, I'll just open up the youth room in the gym for us to hang out.
Yeah, that'll be good. But what we're going to do is do the I am statements of Jesus, 7 weeks. And so it'll be good. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun study and everybody together. So it'll be good. Just a big group of people. And so if we're too big to be in the Berean Sunday School room, we'll move to the auditorium. But either way, we have a plan. It's going to be fun. It'll be a good summer. So that's what's happening on Wednesday nights. What happened with yours Wednesday nights this Wednesday night?
We need to get you a pillow.
Wow.
That sits here that you can hit with your hands.
I got you. Am I hitting the table again?
Yeah.
Well, it just happens
already.
When I preach.
We're only 6 minutes in. You're already tapping.
Wow.
We were in Genesis 13 and 14.
Oh, wow.
Looking at the story of Abraham, who's now Abram.
Abram, yeah.
What's the significance of them getting new names? There's a few people that get new names. Why not everybody?
Well, I don't know. I think Jesus or God, when called Abram, he is now saying, "You're now mine," and now I think it was just the change in the name.
So everybody else is just chopped liver?
No, but then Jacob, his name meant deceiver, liar. Well, God didn't want, Abraham, Isaac, and deceiver, liar being the fathers of the Jewish nation. So he changed his name to Israel. So that makes sense.
I feel like Paul to Saul makes sense.
Well, Saul to Paul.
Yeah. Because
you said it backwards,
whatever,
so.
dude.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Saul to Paul because it was such a drastic change. Went from
but it's just one letter S to P.
Yeah, Abraham's just removing.
You're just putting a ham on there.
Yeah,
which I thought we were against pork in the Old Testament.
It's true.
Yeah. So anyhow, I got some issues there. We'll talk to the Lord when we get there.
Anyways, we're the story we're looking at. Obviously,
I'm sure there's a reason why he changed it. Doesn't say it in there. Did y'all not study that? The purpose of changing his name?
It wasn't relevant to what we were talking about. We're following, obviously, Abraham's been called, been promised. Him and Lot have left. They're in this new area, both living on the same land. There's starting to be some turmoil. They're fighting over resource. There's tension between the two families. The workers are fighting over the resources of the land. And Abram decides to walk up to him and say, "Hey, we're family. We shouldn't be fighting like this." He says, you pick whichever half you want. If you go right, I go left. If you go left, I'll go right. Even though he had the right, he's older. He's one that's been called and promised by God. He could say, I'm going to choose. Yeah. And he would have every right. Nobody would question that. Nobody would doubt that.
Well, because Lot was a tag along.
Yeah.
You just tagged along. You weren't told to come. You're the one that just jumped in on this ship and came along. So, yeah, I'm going to do what I want to do. But we don't see that in Abraham, which I thought was really cool.
Abram.
Whatever.
And he decides to take the high road. And that's kind of what we were talking about that whole night is high road and low road. We see not only does he say, pick whatever half you want, but Lot scans around and says, "This side over here is beautiful." He said, "It looks like the garden of the Lord." Yeah. He said, "I'm going to take that for myself."
Yeah.
And you would think, if somebody was nice enough to give up their right and be like, "Yo, you pick whichever one you want," you would be nice and kind of maybe split the very beautiful side half and half. But no, he said, "We're going to go this way. I'll get the very beautiful half. you get the bad half. And as you keep reading, you find out that he went way out and put his tents up right there beside Sodom. And then after we talked about this was significant. We talked about after that they had done all that, Lot put up his tents and stuff. God tells Abram, "Hey, look around. This land will be yours and your offspring's forever. This is yours." He didn't promise that to him before he made the right decision and was like, "Yeah, pick which half you want." It was after Abram made that step of faith that God says, "All right, here you go." But we see that when Abram goes to his side, we read that Lot puts up a tent. Abram goes to his side and starts building an altar. And we talked about how you read, I think 4 times in those 2 chapters, you read about him building an altar and how he's like making it very clear, like, hey, God comes first. We talked about how Lot builds tents, but Abram builds altars. And in these moments where we have an opportunity to take the high road or the low road, or are we building a tent or an altar? Tent's like, hey, I'm here. This is about me. Altar says, this is about God and whatever he wants for my life. And you see Abram was submissive to that and was constantly wanting to build an altar. That came first. But we talked about like different things that happen, because obviously there's something that'll pop up like every day or every week where someone's going to make you upset or something's going to happen. Maybe you've had a buildup of bad things happen and you're on the edge and something happens and you act on emotion instead of sitting, waiting, processing the situation before you react. We talked about the importance of like when you're in fights, just like if you're in an argument starting to heat up, the power in just walking away for a second to let the emotion fizzle out of it. I quoted a little bit. There's a book called Fight by Craig Rochelle, and one of the chapters is spiritually led, not emotionally driven. And the importance of allowing a pause so that emotions are removed and the spirit is able to lead much more whenever you've been able to process. We talked about how many times have we been in a situation, said some things, and then the next day we're like, I should have said this instead. But we also talked about, hey, sometimes we take the high road and the next day we're like, man, I should have said this. I should have let them know, because Abram could have looked and been like, man, he picked the nicest part of this land. He's getting the better end of this deal. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have been a nice guy. I should have said, we're going to split it half and half so we're not fighting anymore. I could have had that. But he went above and beyond and was like, actually, you just have whatever you want. It would have been easy for him to be like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have said this. But he doesn't. He has peace about his decision. He trusts God. And so that's kind of just what we were talking about, these different opportunities to take the high road or the low road. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, good. So y'all doing anything special this Wednesday night to wrap up the semester?
We might just chill. I'm gonna pop out the snow cone machine. I haven't really put too much thought into it. I find with them less is more sometimes.
Yeah.
We could literally just do board games and snow cones, and I think they'd love it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we got a new snow cone machine. So I think it's been used once. So it'll be nice. I think it's going to get used this week, and then
I hate snow cones.
It'll be don't say that.
They're not good.
You're not good. And then we're going to have snow cones for the VBS. Of course, we have now snow cone popcorn machine, cotton candy machine. Good night. We got all the machines.
Too much.
Too much, maybe? I don't know. I think we're blessed. Thank you, Lord. So
it's
a lot of opportunities. So
it's only hot half the year here, so
yeah,
half the year we can't even use the snow cone machine.
Well, no, you can. It just maybe freezing cold outside when you have a snow cone.
I
think that's fine.
I don't think I've ever had a snow cone that was like good.
The snow cones there on Garfield Street in San Angelo that we go get, that shaved ice.
That's shaved ice. That's very different.
Is it different?
Very
Still
different.
Delicious.
Snow cones are a hard, rocky texture. Shaved ice is a soft, smooth.
You're right.
Powdery ice.
So good. So good.
I've had shaved ice that was phenomenal. I've never had a snow cone that was good.
I do look forward to when we're in San Angelo swinging by there at least once.
Yeah, it hadn't been open the past few times we've been there because it's off season.
Yeah. We've not been there when they were open. So
where are we usually there for Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas they're not going to be open for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to go. I'm excited to see Connor.
Yep. No, it's gonna be a good trip. So I can't wait. It'll be here soon. We just got to get through 3 weeks of camp, Vacation Bible School, and Father's Day.
Yeah,
so that's all.
So Saturday we had a youth event.
Yeah,
we did. We started our first annual Ignite Students Putt-Putt Championship. I ordered some trophies because I thought, man, I want to be nice and do something special for them. I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to get some trophies for these guys, something that they can take home. And maybe, if you're lucky, maybe you in the 4 years or actually
6.
Yeah, it's more than that. The 6 years that you're in the youth group, you can collect quite the hardware and have like a whole shelf of Ignite Student Putt-Putt trophies. So I got trophies made. We got out there. It's this place in Blue Ridge where you're in an old hotel, which was very cool. Mom and Dad got to come with us. I thought it was really cool. Did you?
Very cool. Yeah, neat place.
You walk from room to room in this old hotel, and there's different themes for each room. One of the holes you hit through the wall of the room, and it goes into the next room, and you finish that hole over there. It was really cool, and the lady running it was fun. She counted up our scores and made it exciting, and when we had to have playoff holes, she had ideas for it and ran it very smoothly. It was great.
I think the other cool thing is we had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah, so
there was nobody else there.
For $200, you can rent the whole place out for 2 hours and have unlimited golfers. Like, you can bring as many people as you want.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So it's actually cheaper that way than if you go just play while other people are there.
Right.
For us, at least. Now, a lot of our group ended up not coming, but we still had a pretty good crowd. I don't think we had any girls, which, fine with me.
Well, less drama.
Yeah, and it makes tournaments easier if there's not because then like the duos, we would have had to do a boy and a girl on every team, or else, what am I saying? Maybe the girls were phenomenal at putt-putt.
Girls are usually pretty good at putt-putt.
Anyways, so since we had so few people and so many trophies, I thought, because I got 4 trophies, I was going to have 2 trophies go to the boys, 2 trophies to the girls, and they could do their own separate tournament. But since it was just boys, we did a duos tournament first, played through. And me and Tucker won that. So I was nice and got these trophies for them, and me and Tucker took the trophies home. So
there you go, winners.
Me and Tucker won the duos tournament. Then I said, well, I want them to get a chance to get a trophy. Let's play again. But this one, single, every man for himself, because I figured Bentley would get it because he was doing pretty good. But Dad entered in this tournament. So I think people got a little bit nervous because I was telling them that Dad's like very, very good at putt-putt. Just trying to get them worried. What's hard about that place is you can play aggressive and go for hole-in-ones, but the risk-reward is great because if you miss the small chance for a hole-in-one, you have a blow-up hole and you're way above. So when we played duos, I was more aggressive, and I got 4 hole-in-ones. The second time through, I only got 1 because I was playing conservative, playing it safe, and I was 2-putting every single hole. I ended up winning the individual tournament too. So I told her, I went over there, I said, hey, if me or Tucker end up winning, still announce that we won for our pride, but give the trophy to whichever student was next. We're going to go ahead and say that we're out of this tournament because we've already won, so we're not eligible to win again. But yeah, I ended up getting first in that one too. Bentley got second, so he ended up getting to take home that trophy. And then Tucker got third, and I think Dad and Noah Hendricks tied for 4th.
Yeah.
And so they were asking Dad to come in for a playoff hole, and he respectfully declined.
I was happy in my seat out on the balcony. The weather was gorgeous. The sun was shining.
And you were busy cool fighting outside. Blowing.
No, had a conversation with somebody that was messing with the bus. He didn't like being called on the carpet, so no big deal. It was handled. But yes, I was enjoying the weather, and the weather was gorgeous. And man, just what a beautiful day.
Yeah. And then me and the fellas walked from there to Huck's General Store. A lot of them bought like sodas and candy. A couple of them got like these little toys. Just such a cool store. We just walked down there, and then the bus came and picked us up right from the store. It was perfect.
Yeah, you had a good driver.
But then I had to rush out of there because I had to go to a wedding.
Yeah.
The day before, I was at a Braves game with some of my camp buddies, it's important to note that none of them were invited to this wedding, so I shouldn't have even listened to them in the first place. But one of the guys goes, yo, are you excited to go to the wedding tomorrow? And I said, it's not tomorrow. He said, yeah, it is. And I was like, that's weird. I said, I thought it was on a Sunday, but I was like, I also thought it was in like a couple weeks from now. And he said, no, dude, think about it. When has there ever been a wedding on a Sunday? And I was like, that's a pretty good point. I was like, I've never been to a wedding on a Sunday before. And I said, I still don't believe you. I don't think it's tomorrow. He pulls up some website of a save the date that says, sure enough, the wedding is tomorrow. So I'm going, well, dang, I've already got a youth event planned. This is going to be tough. It's a 3-hour drive. It's all the way in Greenville. So that's going to be tough. And right as we're talking about this, Will texts me and he says, excited to see you tomorrow. And I was going, oh my gosh, the wedding is tomorrow. Drink some water, man.
I don't have any.
So drove all the way 3 hours to the wedding venue. I pull in and nobody's there. So I go, man, I think I'm at the wrong place. So I called Timmy, Will's cousin, who's in the wedding. And I said, yo, I think I'm at the wrong place. There's nobody here. He said, what are you talking about? I said, the wedding. He just starts laughing. I said, is something funny? He said, wait, you're being serious? And I said, yeah. He said, dude, the wedding's tomorrow. So it was Sunday. And I said, well, that stinks. I just drove 3 hours out there, turned around and just drove 3 hours back home. So I was very familiar with the drive. So the next day, right after church, was able to get there pretty easily. I knew where I was going. And it was a great wedding. It's my really good friend, Will Dalton. My first summer at camp, he was the counselor that I boosted for, and we got really tight that year. But at the wedding, I planned on, as soon as we're done eating and hearing the speeches, I was going to hop in the truck and head home because, got a long drive ahead of me and got work the next day. Well, some of my camp buddies that were there were like, dude, you got to tear up the dance floor. And I said, nah, I'm too old. I'm retiring from dancing. My body always hurts the next day. I got important basketball games. They ended up convincing me. I went out there, and they knew I could do this move because I did a lot at camp where I grab a foot and jump over it. And Will was trying to get me to do that, and I said, dude, not in these pants. I said, these pants are far too tight. It's not going to work. He said, dude, you can do it in those pants. I tried it. My leg got caught up on my other leg, and I fell straight down on my kneecap, and now I can't bend that leg at all this morning, and I have basketball games tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to participate in the basketball league tonight. So that's my situation right now. I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
it's hard to walk.
Happens.
I couldn't get dressed this morning. I had to lay flat on the floor to put clothes on, which is a very humbling thing to do.
I don't think it's good. It's a good wake-up call.
It's hard to. I couldn't even get in the shower. I had to swing my leg very hard. Anyways, so that was my weekend, other than Sunday.
Yeah.
What'd you do Saturday?
Saturday, I took the kids to an activity, and we brought them back while you were headed to the wedding. And a little funny thing that happened, Matthew and his buddy, they were waiting on his buddy's mom to get here. And Matthew's in there bouncing some kind of a hard ball in this front foyer. He's bouncing it. Well, I'm in here. I'm watching the golf tournament, PGA Championship. So me and Tucker are in here. We're talking and we're watching that happening, and he's bouncing this ball, and it's loud. And I'm like, man, what is he bounce like? He's bouncing a rock, something like that. I mean, it's hard. So I'm not saying nothing. I'm letting him do it, whatever. But a car pulls in. And I went, hey. And he looked up. I go, is that you? And he goes, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I go, no, is that you? And he goes, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm like, just get out of the church, man. Just leave. So he thought I was getting on to him for bouncing whatever he was bouncing. And I just wanted him to leave. So so we finally got him out, and they left. And then me and Mom went home for probably about 45 minutes. And then we went to Biggins and met the Berean Sunday school class at 2:00.
What does the word Berean mean?
I don't know. It just means old. Okay. And met them at 2:00 at Biggins Barbecue. And it was good. We hadn't eaten there in a long time. I got the chicken fried steak. That doesn't make sense at a barbecue place, but that's what I got. We had a good time fellowship. There's probably, 15 or so folks there, and got the opportunity to talk to a bunch of people, and just really had a good visit. And then we came home and did a whole lot of nothing after that. So it was good. It was a good Saturday, busy Saturday, just doing a lot of people stuff, but it was good. It was a good day. And then Sunday school, we wrapped up Don't Let the Enemy Have a Seat at Your Table by Louis Giglio. It was a good day, and we were able to wrap that thing up. It was really good. Just talked about, once you have scars and once things go south or whatever, how do you recoup? How do you get back to that communion and that relationship with the Lord? And so that part was good. And then we talked about how when we talk about don't let the enemy have a seat at the table, the key is your focus shouldn't be on the enemy. Your focus should be on God. So if we'll get our focus and our priorities in the right direction, the good things that God can do and the good things that can happen in your life when you do that. So we were just talking about that and the importance of our focus and making for sure we're concentrating and focusing on the right thing and putting God first, and worry less about our enemies, worry more about God, and find that the enemies become a smaller deal, if you will, and you don't listen to them as much, and they're not as big of an issue when you put God first. So that's what we talked about in Sunday school, and it was really good, and had a good day. So do you want to talk about Sunday school, or you want me to talk about services?
I can go real quick. I don't have a whole lot. We're moving on through Ecclesiastes. I think we were in chapter 7, where he kind of takes a stop from the way that he's been talking and starts. It almost reads a lot like Proverbs. He's just kind of saying wise phrases. So we were just going through verse by verse, reading it, explaining what it means, and how we can apply that. So that was pretty much it for this week. We kind of took a break from like these deep dives because this chapter was just, it was just like reading through Proverbs.
Yeah.
So just a couple of different wise things about, understanding like God did his job and we do ours, was one of the main takeaways. It's pretty much most of the wise things all tied back into just submitting to God's authority and trusting that he knows what he's doing, and we just do our part, and just trust that wherever we're at. I know one of the things he talks about grief a lot, so we talked about how it's okay and it's good to be sad, whether it's like you've lost someone or you're just going through a hard time. One of the big things we had too is learn from pain before you leave it, because we're talking about like how if we're in some kind of pain, obviously we're like, well, I want to get on to the next thing. I don't want to just sit in this and dwell in this. But he was kind of talking about the importance of learning from what it is that you're going through before you move on from it. And so that was another one of our big focuses for Sunday morning. But yeah, it's pretty much
there's a reason for the pain, right? So let's figure out what the reason is so I can learn from it so I can be a better person.
Yeah, and we also talked about like how pain's not always like a sign that you're outside of the will of God. Sometimes stuff just happens.
Yeah, it's life. Life's tough.
Because I think Solomon was talking about like it's easy to think like when things go wrong, like God's punishing me for something, but that's not always the case. Sometimes stuff has to happen for us to learn and grow to be ready for the next thing.
Yeah. Good. Well, first, second service went good. Well, first service, we had a really good crowd for our first service, and a lot of folks starting to show up, and hopefully we'll continue to grow that first service, and was good. And second service numbers were normal, what we normally have, and just a really good day. Music was good. And then we honored our singers. We have four singers, and so you want to talk about that?
I don't really know what to say. We brought them up,
said
where they graduated from and where they're going, and gave them a Bible. And
who were the four?
Well, it's 5. No.
4.
Phoenix Addy, Carly Engel, Noah Dickinson, Jordan Lingerfeld.
Phoenix Addy. Carly, Noah, Jordan, 4. Yeah, so there's 4. Got it. Good. So, man, their whole world's fixing to change, right?
Yeah.
Big. They don't realize it, but man, life changes after high school. So it sounded like they all had plans and where they're going. One of the things we like to do is to give them a good study Bible, a good Bible where they can take notes and that kind of deal. And because, with so many changes happening, we want to encourage them to stay in God's Word and keep reading God's Word and letting that be part of their lives. because I think it's important. And so it was something my pastor did when I was in high school, Brother Neil Brillhart, and I always thought that was a really neat deal. In fact, I still have a couple of the Bibles that he gave me. There's one sitting right there that he gave me. And so I just thought that was really neat. So if we try to continue that on, we've gone a little more than, he just give you a little Bible. We want them to have a study Bible. I want them to have something that they can break open and dig in and really study out.
Well, all the ones that we got for them this year have the margins to take notes and stuff too.
Okay, cool. So it's a margins Bible. So I don't know if you've ever seen those, but it has wider margins where you can get certain kind of pens that you can take notes and then that way, as you listen to messages or you're reading through and you come across something and you have a thought or an idea, you can write that down. And the cool thing is, then years later, you can go back through and read all those notes and stuff. And so,
well, I like when I go back through and I'm reading a passage and I can see what my takeaway was last time. I'm like, wow, I got a completely different takeaway this time.
Yeah.
It's cool to see how it changes depending on what stage of life you're in.
Sure. Well, and yeah, and what the Lord's speaking to you at that moment, and so, that so we want them to have a really nice Bible, but the whole goal, the whole desire is for them to take God with them wherever they're headed. Wherever it leads them, wherever they're going, we hope they take that Bible with them, and it not only reminds them of Shiloh Baptist Church and the teen department, Ignite Student Ministries, but also reminds them of God and the importance of keeping God near and close. And so that's the whole purpose for doing it, and hopefully they're doing that. So.
I don't remember doing a senior recognition when I was a senior.
That's so sad. I gave you a nice Bible and everything.
That must be the Bible I still use now.
I hope so.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. It seems like so long ago.
Well, it was 4 years ago now, so you're getting old.
I remember people before me having a senior recognition. I don't remember mine. Whose else was it? It was just me.
I don't know.
I don't think I graduated with anybody else that was in our church.
I don't remember. I do remember giving you a Bible.
I remember you getting me a Bible, but I thought that was separate. I thought you were just like, yo, let's get you a good Bible. Because my only Bible was still that adventure Bible. So
yeah, well, that was a bad parent move, right? We had no idea that the Bible he had was a 5th grade or 4th grade adventure Bible.
And it was to where, like, at camp, I wouldn't take a Bible with me because I was embarrassed about having an adventure Bible.
Why didn't you ever say anything? Jeez.
Well, because it's still a Bible at the end of the day. So, like, at home, I could still read it, and it's still the same thing. It's just I don't publicly want to be seen with this Bible. So I just didn't take it anywhere with me.
You should have said something.
It had my name engraved in it. It had, like, a little buckle to close it. But yeah, I'm not going to pop open to Matthew and have a picture of a parrot on the side explaining what the verse means to me in front of other people at camp.
Hey, man, that's part of the adventure. The Adventure Bible.
Every year I just pulled I forgot my Bible again, and because the counselors have a few extras. I was like, hey, be careful, I just use one of yours.
Yeah, let me grab that one right there. The one that doesn't have a parrot in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parrots, they're the best. So yeah, for us, we talked about just how you approach your day, redeeming the time, the verse says, because the days are evil. We talked about how it's important for us to know our time and realize that it's short. Life is a vapor, and just talked about just redeeming that time, getting the best for that time that you can. And so it was good. We went well. One of the statements that the principal at Central High School in San Angelo, when Tracy worked there, one of his things that he would say is, have a good day.
Nope.
Or not.
Nope.
That choice is up to you. He used to say it every day.
Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
Make it a great day. Have a great day. Either way, the choice is up to you. And but anyhow, he used to say it, and I always thought that was kind of cool, because really, reality is, you make that choice. And, the Bible talks about just, this is the day which the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. There's no, as long as everything's going good, or as long as, you have money in your pocket, as long as you have food in your belly, as long as you have a nice car to drive, as long as you have a nice home, and there's no, good, bad, or indifferent. This is the day that the Lord has made. This day right here, God has created this day for you. And we just talked about how the past is in the past and the future is not guaranteed. And today's a present, and you need to receive that present as a gift and live that way. Live a life that recognizes that, hey, today's a good day. It's Monday, but it's still a good day and an opportunity to do some good stuff. And then what are you going to do with that day? Because once this day is gone, you'll never get this day back. It'll never come back around, kind of deal. You'll never get another chance or another shot at today. And so we're just talking about the importance of your day and the time that you have. And we talked about importance versus what's the word? Importance versus urgent. And
I paid attention.
Satan is really good at getting us wrapped up in the urgent, but overlooking the important. And so focus on the important. And if we do the important thing, then we'll have a successful and fulfilled life. And the important is what God's called us to do, and following God and doing what He's asked us to do. And so, so it's good, and it was a good service. And
well, you told that story about me, like, getting up in the morning so that I could see you.
Yeah.
I had a little iPod Touch, and I remember setting alarm for stupid early in the morning. And when I would wake up, I would grab my pillow and my blanket, and I'd go lay on the floor outside of their bedroom door and go back to sleep. That way, whenever he came out, it would wake me up again, and I could be like, all right, have a good day. Go get back in my bed.
Well, you'd come into the living room with me and talk to me while I was putting on my shoes.
Yeah.
And so we talked for just those few moments.
How old was I? Like third grade, fourth grade?
You were probably third grade. Yeah, third grade.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I do remember that. I had like that Duck Dynasty pillow I'd throw down in front of your bedroom door.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those are days you don't get back. Those are moments that are gone, and you think about kids, and we only get you in sixth grade once. Well, sixth grade's past. It's gone. We don't get you back in third grade ever again. And so, just a reminder for parents is don't rush the third grade. Don't rush 3 years old. Don't rush, I know you want to, because golly, they're so awful when they're 2 years old and 3 years old. But, man, they're just those sweet moments that are fleeting, and they're going to be gone, and you can never get them back. And so for us, what's important, I believe, number one, God. Number two, family, your spouse, your kids should be your most important, right? Versus sometimes we put way too much importance in our job, way too much importance in money, way too much importance in entertainment and that kind of stuff. When what's really, of course, what's really important is God and your family. So, anyhow, so that's what we talked about. I felt like it went well. It was just a one-off message, and I had several people today. A couple at the gym, and then two people via text, commenting on just, hey, I'm going to choose to have a good day today, kind of deal. So at least 4 people were listening, and I thank God that.
I think I'm going to choose to have a bad day.
Are you? Well, that's your choice. I mean, you can choose to do that.
I haven't had a good pout in a while. I love pouting.
I like to pout, and I think it's okay to pout just as long as you don't just stay there forever.
When we worked at camp, like, I'd get to where I've just been around people too much, and I just need a second to myself. And it was funny because, like, on the weekends, you kind of have, like, your groups and stuff, and the majority of my group worked in the area that I worked. And so they were like, hey, it's the weekend, like, let's all go rest together. I was like, no, I need rest from you guys. I've been around you all week. I need a break. And so and everybody else that I was friends with knew it as, like, my pout time. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just disappear with, like, a book or something, and nobody would know where I was at. And I would just say, they'd be like, where were you? I was like, I'm just pouting. But I was just reading. I just needed time to myself. But yeah, big pout guy. There was something I was going to bring up that I thought was funny. I lost it. I will say I do know this. When you popped that quote up on the screen and said that this is what someone used to say or whatever, Mom goes, that's not what he used to say.
Eisenhower?
She was like, it's make it a great day or not. Whatever. The choice is yours.
How rude. Yeah. I don't remember his name. Short little guy, but at the end of all of his announcements, he would say that.
Yeah.
To the students, and I always thought that was really good. That you do have a choice. You can't predict, you can't control your surroundings, but you can predict and control how you're going to react to those things that happen to you.
Yeah.
Are you going to go pout? Are you going to get mad? Are you going to receive it? What are you going to do? And so that part is your choice. You can't, you can't make people do whatever, that kind of deal, but you can, and so the key is for you to, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to get mad? Am I going to get sad? Am I going to throw a fit? Am I going to have the rest of my day be a bad day? And it's incredible. Sometimes it can be the smallest thing that will upset you, and then now you're upset for the whole rest of the day.
When I drove to the wedding and nobody was there, I was very upset.
I was
very mad at Carter. Ultimately, if I would have just... Because when I got home and I looked at the invitation, all I had to do was text Will.
Right.
I could have cleared it up instantly. I knew that I wasn't 100% sure, but I was like, if this website says, and clearly it is, so I went. But I was very mad, and I was like, well, my day's ruined. I just wasted this whole day. But I knew my buddy Major had gotten 2 free tickets to the Braves game, and I went, you know what, I'm just going to drive straight from here. If I leave right now, I can make it in time for the first inning. So I just went to the Braves game. We had a great time. So I was like, as long as I don't think about it as like, I live an hour from the Braves stadium, but I drove 6 hours to be here.
Yeah, man, what a great trip to go to that game.
Yeah. And the Red Sox won, so it was a great game. I was very happy. I went the night before, and the Red Sox lost, and I was very upset. But then I got to see the Red Sox beat up on the Braves, which is a good thing, because the Braves they're the best team in baseball right now.
Ooh, that was hard to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm cool with the Braves.
I got you.
I'll never be cool with the Bulldogs.
No, I like the Braves. I'm okay with the Braves.
I'll probably never be cool with the Falcons. But
No.
I rock with the Braves. They're a cool
I'm okay
team.
with. I'm okay with jumping on that bandwagon.
Yeah. Whoa.
What?
What do you mean jumping on that bandwagon?
Well, I'm just okay with being okay with the Braves.
We're still Rangers guys. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely.
It goes for me. Rangers, Red Sox, Braves.
I got you.
And everybody else, I don't really care for. I do kind of rock with. I like the Brewers.
Brewers?
Because when I was a little kid, I played for a T-ball team that was the Brewers. Had the
Gotcha.
Brewers logo.
Yep, you did. I remember. I was there. We July 10th, we get to see the Rangers at home against the Houston Astros.
Yeah, they're gonna murder us. By the way.
Oh, don't say that. That's an awful thing to say.
I don't think I've ever been in that stadium completely indoors.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever
with air conditioning
been in a completely indoor.
We don't have to sit
baseball
there in
stadium.
the sun and fry.
How many other teams have indoor?
Not many.
Because I didn't even know that was a thing.
They can open up the roof if the day's nice. I think the roof does open up.
I kind of want to see it with it shut.
I want the air conditioner on at 70 degrees. I think that's the right thing to do. If you've got the lid on, turn the air on.
Major, my new good buddy,
Your new best friend.
his girlfriend's best friend used to date my friend Andy Anderson.
Okay, that was a lot, but yeah, okay.
So I have 2 connections to this girl.
Yeah.
She is a cheerleader for the Texas Rangers.
Texas
Thinking
Rangers.
maybe I can get Major to have her give us some kind of hookup.
Yeah, I need
Maybe
a
we
hat
can
and a
walk
jersey.
out on the field,
Oh, I'll go see the locker room.
go in the locker room. That's what I'm saying.
No, let's do a tour.
Maybe this girl can hook us up with something.
I would like a jersey
So I texted Major.
signed by
Well, I told Major while we were there. I said,
Nolan Ryan.
"You let her know we'll be there.
Yeah.
See what she can do
11th.
for us. Just throw it
Just
out
let
there.
her know.
What
It's-
can you do?
It's the day before my birthday.
And it's an old birthday.
Whoa. Turning 53.
You know, I think it'd be cool to walk out on the field.
4.
Kyle's probably never done that.
I'm going to run around the bases.
I'm going to steal a base.
Yeah, how silly it'd be for a 54-year-old man to be running around the bases.
You're
What
gonna
is
pull
that guy
something.
doing?
I would
Look
like
at
to.
that old man running.
I would like to steal a base.
Just take it home with you. What are you going to do with it? Just stick it in your office?
That'd be so cool.
I wouldn't mind having a base signed by Nolan Ryan. Is he going to be there?
He won't be there.
It's my birthday.
Actually, there was a game for him to go to. It'd probably be Astros Rangers. Didn't he play for both teams?
He did. Pitch for both.
So
Yep.
that'd probably be the game to go to.
Be a good game to go to. Yep, I don't know. I've seen him pitch a couple of times back in the day.
I want a Rangers hat like they used to wear when he pitched for the Rangers.
That's what I want. That's what I'm getting this time when we go down there.
You wouldn't like that kind of hat.
You don't know what
it's
I
the
like.
style that you don't like.
It is. I love it.
No, you don't. I wear hats like that all the time. You go, I couldn't wear that. That wouldn't look good on me.
You don't know what I'm talking about then, because I know what I'm talking about. It's going to be a fitted.
I don't think you know what kind of. Yeah, no, that's not the hats they wore.
That is to the hat they wore.
No.
You're a crack baby.
Fitted hats are a new era thing. That was not what they wore back then. I'll show you a picture as soon as we get done. Okay. Actually, give me your phone.
No, we're in the middle of a podcast. We'll do it.
But we have nothing else to talk about.
What are you talking about?
There's nothing else.
We're not talking about what's our top 5?
We didn't discuss what a top 5 would be.
You never do with me, so what's the
Why?
point?
Do I have to? So I have to edit every week? I have to come up with the topics every week?
I don't mind coming up with it. I just
come up
didn't know.
with something.
What?
What do you want?
I don't know. I don't have any idea. I drank too much water. I know that. And I'm tired this morning.
I'm very tired. Yeah, the energy's kind of... Dude, you can't do that.
I can. People like it.
They don't like it.
I've got positive feedback
terrible.
on it.
The energy's kind of low this morning.
Kind of low.
I feel like I haven't slept in 4 days.
Yeah, we may have to cut off early today then. Maybe you need to go home and take a nap this afternoon instead of playing basketball.
Well, I'll still get home at like 8 o'clock.
Right. But will you go to bed? That's the problem.
Yes, I will.
I don't believe you.
After I play a little bit of Xbox.
We're having spaghetti tonight.
Are we really?
Yeah. Ooh. She made spaghetti the other night, and it was only me and her. She made enough spaghetti for 45 people. So we have enough spaghetti for tonight. So I think we're doing spaghetti again
I'm not near as excited.
No, it's good. It's delicious. It just needs to be heated up.
You should have told me that because I have nothing for breakfast or lunch today.
There's the biggest bowl we own is in the refrigerator full of spaghetti.
I didn't know that.
It's massive.
I would have gone upstairs and gotten some.
Well, there is Manwich in the refrigerator.
Dude, that's the last thing I want. I have not eaten anything all day, and I'm starving.
Manwich is delicious. I haven't either. I can't eat till 11. I got 50 minutes before I can eat.
We're ending about 14 minutes early. That's not bad.
No. Well, and if you come up with one thing to talk about, then it'll be time and it'll be fine.
Think of something. Why do I got to be the guy?
Okay.
I'm the host.
You're the host?
Yeah, the host just
I thought I was the host.
You're not a host.
What am I then? I'm the
you contribute,
main character.
You contribute nothing to this podcast.
I don't.
I set up. I put the blinds down every week. I move those 2 chairs out of the way. I set up the table, the ring light. I turn on this. Afterwards, I go edit it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Here's what Dad does. He comes in, he plugs in the light that I've already set up, and he sits down, and then he doesn't even have anything to say when we start. I pass it over to him, and he just says, "Good," and that was it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't think.
Do you feel like I need to bring more to the table?
I feel like you should bring something to the table.
I bring hitting the table to the table.
The thing that makes it awful for the listeners.
Okay, so let's talk about this, and we'll wrap it up with just a sports conversation.
Sports recap.
Because hang on, so this is mine, and so the Spurs.
You don't get to talk about them; they're not your team.
They are my team. They've always been my team.
Okay, so we'll talk about that because this is garbage. Dad's a Dallas Mavericks fan.
I like both.
And the second they started playing bad, he jumped ship because he knew the Spurs were going to the finals this year.
I like both.
And now he's all of a sudden a Spurs fan. He hadn't been a Spurs fan since Manu Ginobili was there.
I will tell you, the more I watch them, the more I like that Castle dude.
He's my favorite player on the team. Stephon Castle's the man.
He is fantastic.
We have something special here. The issue is usually when you have something special like this, it doesn't last because everybody thinks that they deserve more money, and they start jumping because a franchise can only afford to pay people so much.
Yep.
Hopefully, our star right now, Wemby's already saying I'll take pay cuts just to keep us all together because we do have a squad that could win championships for, 5 years straight easily.
And they're so young, so if they're willing to work together and grow together, holy cow. And they were talking on the last game that they're further along than most people predicted them to be. They knew they were going to be good. Yeah. They just didn't know they were going to be this good this early.
We have Dylan Harper, who's 19. He's a rookie this year, and he is playing better than 60% of the point guards in the league.
Yeah, great.
You have Stephon Castle, who's 20, I think. He got Rookie of the Year last year.
He's great.
Solid team player. That's what's so special about Spurs, and that's what's special about them when Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan were there. It's not about the individual. It's like, hey, whatever we got to do to win, let's do that.
And some of the awards they have six-man award. They have defensive player award. They're probably going to get the MVP award.
Shea got it.
Who?
Shea
who?
Exactly. His name's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. 90% of his points come from the free throw line. He's the guy that whenever you're about to see. He's the guy that whenever people don't even touch him, but he'll shoot and do like that, and the refs give him the foul every time. And he shot more free throws alone in the playoffs last year than every other team in the playoffs did combined.
Gotcha.
That's a sad stat.
Well, I hope we come in and just smoke them. Now, here's the deal, though.
We beat OKC.
Is good.
We're 3-1 against them in the regular season. We beat them twice in 1 week,
and we're about the only team that's been able to beat them.
Yeah,
and so I don't think it's going to be a sweep, and I think it's going to be tough. I think it'll be tough.
They don't have an answer for Wemby. They have Chet. He's the softest center in the league.
Yeah. So then they don't have an answer for Cornette either.
No. Chet's sweeter than sugar. I mean, he can't do nothing. He's a little tiny white boy. Not near as tall.
White people.
Wemby's 7'4", monster, and he wants it bad.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to win more than him. But we also have Carter Bryant. He's a rookie this year. He's playing great. De'Aaron Fox, I don't like him, but he's fine for now. I think he's going to be good to boot next year so we can save some money and let Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper take over the point guard role.
Gotcha.
You got Devin Vassell. He's 21. Wembanyama's only 21. You got those other vets like Harrison Barnes and Luke Cornett, who's been around a while, but they're on the bench anyways. Julian Champagnie, lights out shooter, probably one of the best three-point shooters in the league right now. Here's the deal. So
he's gone through a couple of games that he's just not been that good. But when he's good, he's good. So we just got to get him more consistent.
Reminds me of 2016 Klay Thompson.
Yeah, just very inconsistent.
How he wasn't like Curry. He's not going to shoot lights out every game, but those games that he is shooting lights out, he's putting up 15 threes.
Give him the ball.
Easily,
give him the ball. Feed him. But I like him. I like Champagnie, and I'm rooting for him, and I hope that he does good every game. I want him to be good.
So my Bruins are out. My Rangers are terrible. What other sports are there?
No,
Spieth is out of the PGA
where
Championship.
Do we think
Spurs will go?
We're going to be with OKC, though. That's the question.
The only team I was scared of, obviously there's nobody good on the East. Not one team.
Well, I think the New York Knicks aren't bad.
They beat us.
That guy's pretty good.
They beat us a few times.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be in the playoffs. New York.
We're already in the playoffs, Dad.
Well, who? I mean, in the final two.
The finals.
Who are they playing?
Nobody of value. The Cavs, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So they're going to probably sweep the Cavs. They're going to move through them pretty easy. Not going to be a big deal. Hopefully, Cavs give them a little bit of run for their money just to get them tired out.
We beat the Knicks in 5 easily.
Right, but the problem is our first hurdle is OKC.
It's not a hurdle. The only team in the playoffs that we have a hard time beating was the Nuggets, and they lost to the Timberwolves, who we murdered. So there's no other threats in the playoffs. Should be pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah.
I think people don't want OKC to win. I think the league's going to side with that. I don't think they're going to get all the foul calls that they normally get because people are tired of OKC and they hate them, and I think the NBA is going to try to supplement that. And I don't think the Knicks can beat us in a 7-game series. I think if it was a 3-game series, maybe if it was best of 3, they'd beat us. But in a 7-game series, they're just not going to beat us. Cat soft.
Well, that starts tonight, 7:30.
We put Stephon Castle guarding Jalen Brunson. There's no issue.
I think 7:30. I think. Anyhow, hopefully it's not too late. I struggle. I can't stay up late like that, man. It's terrible.
They got to do something. Make it earlier.
Yeah, let's make it earlier because these people on the East Coast, man, we're suffering.
So bad.
Yeah, just re-show it.
You have to be up at 1 a.m. to see the end of the game.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. I'm too old. Now, once school's out, next week, then it's fine. But this next week, man, I still got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's killing me. But anyhow, I'm excited about it. Let's go Spurs. I'm excited that I do get to see the Rangers against the Astros.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
The day before my birthday. We've never been to that stadium except for just going in the gift shop and looking at, stuff, buying stuff there, and just stepping just right in there into the stadium. But as far as going to a game, I've never been to a game, and so I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So excited. Yeah, man, really good stuff. And we got a big summer plan. Vacation Bible School's coming up, and camp's coming up, and VBS is coming up, and man, there's a lot happening this summer. So we're fixing to get just as busy as we are right now. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.